What is up, guys? This is Pinzo back with another video today, and what I have for you guys is a bit of a deeper view into what I perceive as one of the bigger problems in Fault, and that is the way the minions work. And no, I'm not talking about the AI. I'm kind of going to skip over that part because the AI is not fantastic. We all know that. They're a little buggy. They don't target very well. Their AI is just a little unpredictable. But I'm kind of going to skip past that and move into other gripes that I have with minions and what I think could be potentially changed to help with some of those and make the game flow a little more fluidly, help the minions really fit into the game a little better. Right now, they feel kind of like they came from a different game, not the art or anything, but just the way that they act. And today we are going to be going over some of those issues and some of the ideas that I have to fix them. All right, the first point that I have is going to be minion damage. And this is kind of just all around encompassing minion damage, players, structures, other minions. Right now, it's just bad. Right now, minions do pitiful amounts of damage early game. At level 1, you can tank a full wave of minions for like 10 seconds, and they're just not a threat. Early game minions should be a threat to a player. If you start aggroing and start attacking your enemies, you should have to know that you're going to tank a wave of minions and that it's going to hurt. And right now, it just doesn't. And the problem with that is it allows you to W key through minion waves, and you have no protection. Your only protection early game is towers, because those actually do hit very hard. But if someone's not a dumbass and they're not diving your tower, then your minions really aren't doing anything to them. Along with this, minions do pretty pitiful structure damage, and that's just something that's more annoying than anything else. When I push a wave of minions into the enemy tower, they should have to clear those, or their tower should have to take damage, and right now, one wave of minions into a tower will do like 6 damage to it. It just is not damage that matters, and it's what you would call trash damage. It's damage that in the long run really doesn't do anything, and I think that needs to change. The main thing that you can change with this is literally just make minions do more damage, and then if you really feel like minions are pushing too fast, you make minions resist other minions. Maybe you say that, minions take 50% damage from other lane minions, and that would counteract the part where you make minions do 50% more damage to players and structures, and then the game feels a little faster. This would speed up the game a lot as well, which I know is a big problem that a lot of people have with it, is that matches go 45 minutes, and that's like an average. Unless someone surrenders at 15, the match is going to go till 45, 50 minutes, and then when you lose, you're pissed, and when you win, you're exhausted. So a simple minion change like this would make the game speed up a fair amount, and in addition to that, it would make the minions feel like they're actually there. Right now, they're basically just bullet sponges when it comes to literally anything in the game. Enemy abilities, towers, they just feel like they're there to tank. Moving into the final point, we are going to start off with a clip from my Twitch stream. This is a game I played just the other day. First off, I'm going to take a little poll. Let me know in the comments what you think. If you're playing a MOBA and you win a base defense because the enemy engaged very, very sloppily and they have very few players up and you have your entire team up, should you A, be able to run it down mid and win that game because they just threw by engaging sloppily under your core? Or B, should you have to clear minions for the next 5 minutes? Well, if you are playing Fault, the answer is B. If you're playing any other MOBA, the answer is A. In Fault, you have super minions. These are dumb. I think they should be taken straight out of the game, and I think they should do it right now. They should just hotfix super minions out of the game because they're dumb, at least the way they're implemented. There are a couple ways that you could fix super minions. Number 1, they have 2 passives. One of them makes them take reduced damage from AoE abilities, 70% reduced damage, and the other gives physical and energy protections to nearby minions. First off, I don't think that super minions need either of these passives. The AoE damage is dumb. It makes casters unable to clear super minions. And the second passive, the one that makes nearby minions tankier, needs to be taken off and put directly onto minions. Minions spawned in a wave where the enemy doesn't have an inhib should inherently be tankier. They should not have to rely on a super minion to be with them. And finally, super minions spawn 2 at a time if your enemy has 3 inhibs down. All that this makes you do is want to put a gun in your mouth and not play the game. What super minions end up becoming in the late game is a 2500 HP meat shield that's harder to kill than a full build steel. Now, if you have to have me explain why that's a bad thing, I guess I will. Steel is a character, and he is a tank, and he has 17 CC abilities in his kit. He should, in theory, be very hard to kill. However, he is still takes less time to kill than this goddamn super minion. Late game super minions should be able to be walked through if you have a squad there with you. Right now, that's not the case. You cannot clear them, which means that the common phrase, run it down mid, does not apply to Fault. Fault does not have an option to run it down mid because super minions prevent that. What this allows is for enemies to take one inhibitor and then play very sloppily for the next 10 minutes, having no threat of having the enemy come back into the game for the next 10 minutes until their inhib is back up. You can play whatever game you like. You could stop and play Galaga for 10 minutes until the inhib came up, and you would not have to worry about losing that game. The number one fix that I can bring to this as the game as a whole is going to be inhibs. I think inhibs respawning in 10 minutes is ridiculous. I think they could respawn in 4 and the game would be just fine. That sounds like a really, really big change, but it's not. All that reducing inhib respawn would do is give the game more pace. It would make you have to make a play while an inhib is down rather than kind of just chill. Right now, you take an inhib and you kind of hang out until the enemy makes a mistake and then you win the game. Or you take an inhib and you throw yourself at the enemy as sloppily as you'd like. Maybe you just completely team wipe, but it's okay because they can't do jack or shit about it. With that being said, if this inhib respawn was 4 minutes, it would allow a team to actually play defensively correctly for 4 minutes and get some sort of advantage back. At that point, the enemy would have to stop playing sloppily or else they just lose the game again. Inhibs being at 10 minutes encourages very, very sloppy attacks and almost near perfect defenses if you want to win a game. Overall, I think that minions need some major tweaks, and we've gone over a bunch of those in this video today. As always, please do share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm curious if you agree, disagree, and why. Please, no toxicity. That's not what I'm here for. I'm here to make a discussion. As always, guys, I have been Pinzo. This video is donezo. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.